Yes. All right. So just start with a quick introduction of Kentico. So who is Kentico? So just a quick outline, the Kentico is an all-in-one CMS, e-commerce and online marketing platform that really just helps drive business results for businesses of all sizes in a dynamic business environment. So really providing that customer-centric tools that don't require that technical knowledge to be able to leverage them. We are currently have about 25,000 client websites. We've been in business since 2004 as a private profit funded company, so we don't have any investors, and we're growing consistently year after year. We currently have about 1,000 partners in 100 different countries globally, and we have 5 offices globally, with our office for the States in New Hampshire. So just a brief overview to show how all the elements are really integrated together. So again, we are your all-in-one answer, and really add that added value of having and offering everything that you need out of the box without having to integrate different systems and technologies to really accomplish the goals from digital strategy to development and further. However, we do have a fully open and documented API to allow you to extend the platform as needed. And then from a high-level overview, from a resource perspective, then we are providing our clients and partners with 24/7 support. So you can give us a call, email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and ask any questions that you may have about the platform. If you're running into any errors or anything of that means, we do have our 7-day bug fix policy. So we do release a hot fix on a weekly basis, and I believe it's every Friday. We also do have a large variety of training services offered internally. So we have them for the technical user as well as the non-technical user. So we have a couple of different development courses, and then we have a content admin and online marketing admin course. Then we do have our internal consulting services for any of those who don't know. So if you did need any help with kind of implementation or guidance on things, then we do have those services available. We also have performance and health audits and security audits that we can perform on your website to ensure that best practices were leveraged. And then we have our large network of solution partners to help you with the actual development and implementation of your website. Again, we are all integrated marketing solutions. So from the baseline, then we're built on the .NET architecture. So providing you the REST integration bus, the portal engine, cloud support, and so forth. 3 major components being our content management, e-commerce, and online communities. So this is going to provide you like your workflow, your versioning, your blogs, forums, page templates, page types, being able to manage your content. And then what we're really going to focus on today is the integrated online marketing solution in the sense of contact management, marketing automation, personas, as well as the campaign management, which is going to be a vast variety of what I'm focusing on today. So really providing that user experience and engagement level within Kentico. So having that digital strategy, now pulling it all into your Kentico instance. And then we have our third-party applications, which we do have a number of connectors out of the box for like Salesforce, Active Directory, SharePoint being one, which is why we're attending tomorrow. Then we also have the ability to build out your own custom module. So still providing that extensibility and flexibility to extend the platform as you need it to be. So why do we create marketing campaigns? So the goal is to just kind of understand why you would use marketing campaigns in the everyday world. So marketing strategy. So promoting a new product, promoting a new service. You want to promote a new business or even just brand awareness. So those are the key components in which anybody wants to entail in any type of marketing campaign. And then it's to bring the visitors and getting them engaged and then converting them into customers. So creating those qualified leads or prospective clients, however you want to identify them for your business organization, and getting them to convert. So having that level of ROI and conversion rates. So how can we bring more visitors to our website? So for you guys, what do you guys do today to bring more visitors to your website? Just throw some things out at me. Nobody does anything? Campaigns. Email campaigns. Search. Nobody has any visitors? Social, yes. All right, great. So no, we're not all awake yet, so hopefully we'll get you guys all a little bit more awake, but great. So email marketing, blogs, banners, webinars, video sharing websites, social media, pay-per-click. These are all different avenues that people leverage and utilize to get more visitors to their website to get those conversions and to be able to get those qualified leads and those potential customers to their site. So, well, how do we measure the campaign success? So this is a question that a lot of people have is, okay, well, now that we've implemented these things, and we're trying to get people to our website, and we're doing pay-per-click, and we're doing social and email marketing, how do we actually be able to measure this? And there's a variety of different ways. It's the number of visits, and then the number of conversions are the two primary ways. Excuse me. So using the contact form submission, software downloads, so being able to track this information. Are they performing downloads? Are they filling out contact forms? Are they purchasing? Are we seeing more revenues on our website if we have some sort of e-commerce? Are they following us on Twitter? Are they liking our Facebook page? Are they engaging with us? Are they subscribing to our newsletter, performing white paper downloads, or even putting products in their shopping cart? So they're showing that they're a little bit more engaged. So at this time, I want everybody to navigate to this website who has their laptops available to texas.kenticolab.com/web25. So I'll give you guys all a moment to do that. And I'm going to have us all kind of participate in a visitor experience with some of these components within Kentico, so the online marketing aspects. So once you're able to get in, I'm going to have you navigate to the contact page and then fill out this, send us a message and use an actual email address because you guys are going to get involved in this campaign. You won't get flooded with emails afterwards. The site's going down, so it won't go back to you after this. But I just want to show you some of those experiences from a visitor and how we're using the different components of Kentico through campaign management, marketing automation, email marketing, and tying them all together to be able to boost that experience and get more qualified leads. So I'll give everybody a moment to do that. All right, so while everybody's kind of doing that, we'll kind of go ahead and proceed because I'm going to do the same. So now we're going to walk into our demo side of things. And for those who don't have computers, I'll also do this on my end so I can show you what this experience is looking like so you guys can also experience it and see how it goes. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let me change my display settings here so I can go ahead and show you. Keep changes. All right. Or not share my display settings. All right, so this is my Kentico demo site. So for those who haven't seen, this is our dancing goat site. Or no, doesn't want me to do that. Okay. So I'll just have to do it the good old-fashioned way. So I'll just drag this over here. All right. So this is my Dancing Goat site. So let me go ahead and extend this so everybody can see that. All right, so Dancing Goat, this is on version 9. So this is our new demo site. So probably a lot of you aren't going to be familiar with this too much, because I know the clients that we do have in the room, you guys have been with us for a little bit of time. So previously we had our corporate site. So what I had everybody do is navigate to this website and go to our contact page. Here we have our contact page. We are using Google Maps, so we have the built-in integration with Google Maps to be able to identify those with our office locations, and then we have our send a message. And please forgive the formatting of this. I literally created this myself, so design-wise it could have been a little bit better, but I put some CSS into it, but not too much. So go ahead and just fill out this information. So I'll just use my name, and I'll use my email address. I'll do jessica.demo. I'm going to use Mailinator for this experience. And then I'll just say all right. So now that I've submitted this message and I've identified that I'm from Chicago, then we're going to start identifying different things within here. So I filled out the page, I get my thank you, we'll get back to you soon. So we're going to kind of pause here and just kind of put this in the parking lot for a moment while I kind of go on and show you what exactly is going on in the background from a marketer experience. Those of you who have identified that you may have been from Chicago, then you'll start getting email campaigns. But we're going to go ahead and go through, and I'm going to sign in at this time and start building out a campaign to go ahead and market to all of you. So I'm going to go into my, actually I'll just go in through my portal. So within Kentico 9, if any of you are on Kentico 8, then you're already going to be familiar with that. We have the new user interface. Anybody that's on 7, this is going to look completely different for you, as we redid our whole user interface from 7 to 8. So as I come in here, then I'm mainly going to focus on is our online marketing functionality. So as I navigate to my applications tab by clicking on the Kentico logo and going into my online marketing, I have a number of different varieties here. So I have my A/B test, my banner management, my campaigns, contact groups, contact management, conversions, email marketing, marketing automation, MBT test, pending contacts, persona scoring, as well as web analytics. So really offering a lot of that digital strategy components and features and functionalities to deliver a full strategy. Today I'm going to mostly focus on the campaign management. However, you're going to notice how I'm going to tie in a lot of the other attributes within Kentico while providing a campaign. So I'm going to start by creating a new campaign, and our campaign management tool really is completely redone within 9. So it seemed like nobody was on 9, so this is going to be new for everybody. So as I come in here and start a new campaign, the first thing that I'm going to identify is my display name. So I'll just go ahead and say Kentico Mini Summit. And now within Kentico, we also have the ability to track UTM, so the source, the medium, and so forth, so that if we're now tying in also our print or our social, and we're tying this campaign as a whole effort, then you can tie it all in through UTM codes to ensure that you're getting the full spectrum conversion rates and ROI of a campaign. So you're not just restrictive of email marketing and landing page content. You can use this UTM to really do QR codes, pay-per-click ads, social advertising, if you wanted to do affiliate advertising or anything of those means, then you can just tie it into the UTM source and the UTM code to be able to pull it in and tie it into this campaign so you're getting full measurement of your campaign. I'll just leave my UTM as new campaign, and then you do have the ability to add a description. So get So we'll just say get mini summit registrations. So now we have two different areas. We have campaign promotion and campaign content. So where I like to start is the campaign content. So first you want to build up the content that you want to associate to your campaign. and then you're going to go into the promotion of it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new page. Within my environment today, I'm going to use some pre-created templates that I have in my environment to give you an idea, but I'm going to build them out so I can show you what the marketer experience is going to look like. So for non-technical users, this is very easy to maneuver and create. So I'm going to go ahead and select my page menu item. And as I come in here, then I'm going to go ahead and select my landing pages that have already been built out for me. So my developer has already built out a handful of different web templates for me to use for landing pages specifically. So as I come in here, then I have my Dance and Go. And I'm just going to choose my blank landing page for my Dance and Goat site. I also have a landing page, and I have a master page, which is just a wireframe, but I'm going to choose this one. Oh, and I got to name it, so go ahead and build this page out. And now I have the ability to track in some conversions with this landing page. So if I want to track the page visits and I want to give them a conversion value, then I can, or I can leave it at 0. Maybe visits really aren't the conversion that I'm looking for in here, and I'm looking for people to actually fill out forms or perform other tasks that may be attributed to this campaign, where we don't really want to give the page visit points, or maybe we just want to give it a low value of 5. So we're just giving them 5 conversion points, or a value of 5 for just visiting the page. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, and it's automatically going to bring me to where this page was created within my content tree or my content repository, so I don't have to try to go find it. It's already been created in here. And now it's me just simply building out the page content, so the messaging behind what I'm looking to achieve with this specific campaign. So here I'm just going to build, it's just simply widgets. So widgets are more business or non-technical users, so you don't have to be technical to be able to leverage these. They're essentially just web parts that are simplified so the non-technical user can use them. And I'll just simply create a new widget for this use case purpose, and I do have a handful of widgets that have been created specifically for my landing pages. So I just navigate to Dance and Go, and I have a number of different areas that I can leverage. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in my Dance and Go text with background. And as I do this, then I already have some pre-populated default text, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is just for time's sake. I obviously don't need to do it completely, but I'll also choose a path to a background image. So within here, it's going to instantaneously take me to my media library. So within my media library, I can also point to a file. So if I have a file in here with some media that I want to leverage, I'm going to use my media library as a reference point for this exercise and our time today. And just really using our digital asset manager that's built from within Kentico. So Kentico does have the ability to manage all of your digital assets. Here I have a few different libraries, so I can just navigate my library to email campaigns, graphics, homepage, or landing page. So I'm building out a landing page, so I'll go to my landing page. Then I have a number of different graphics that I can go ahead and pull in. So I have my Buena Vista, Columbia 1, Columbia 2, so I'll just choose my Columbia 2. I have a preview of the image over here. I do have the ability to resize it and stuff of those means if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it as is. And then I don't have much more that I can select from here. So again, really simplifying this. So if I want to have an HTML editor toolbar set, so I can select a specific toolbar. So if we want it to be a basic or a full, we don't want people to really be able to leverage formatting within the text on this one, then we can go ahead and say that we want a basic one. Or you can have your own custom WYSIWYG toolbars that are associated to the page. And then you have your widget containers. So if you wanted to add some design features to the container itself, then you have that ability. But for this use case, I'm just going to leave it as is and save and close. And as I do this, now I have my nice banner with my default text that's in here. I also have a link that's on here, so I can go ahead and click on here, and it will bring me down to the bottom where I'm going to be entering a form. Now I'm going to continue to build out this page. So as I continue to build it out, this time I'm going to go ahead and choose my 2-column text and image. And again, a lot of these are going to be already pre-built for me, so I don't have to do too much in the way of updating them. For this one, for some reason, my link's always broken. So I'll go into the Properties tab, and I'll just go ahead and, instead of pulling from a web property because the web link itself is broken, I'm going to pull it straight from my media library. So again, as you're adding in these different images or anything associated to your campaign, you have a multitude of different options on how you want to pull them in. So if you do want to pull them in from web services, so from an external site, then you have that ability, or from your media library, which I'm going to focus on again with today's time. And I'll just pull my map of Latin America and save and close this. And then again, I can have the ability to adjust anything for the text or the widget container itself, and I'm just going to save and close. Not much options, so again, not much room for error for the marketer as they're implementing a lot of these things. And as you can see, now I have my nice banner text, and now I have a 2-column text by some text and a map, so a little bit of history. Then the last area that I'm going to build out is, okay, well now I have my content. I need a clear call to action. So we need to measure something. I don't want them to just go to this landing page and not actually have any type of conversions or any call to action available for them, because then it's not going to really serve much purpose for our marketing campaign. So the last area that I'm going to build out is our contact form. So I'm going to add in an online form. And for this one, because we're promoting a new brand of coffee on here, hypothetically, or maybe we're trying to brand for people to come to our conference or our mini summit, then we can select a form. And for this one, I'm going to say try a free sample. So I want them to be able to try a free sample of our new coffee, or come for free, register for free, whatever it is. And now I can also tie in conversions in addition to the page visits, tie in conversions of people who have actually filled out this form. So I can go ahead and select a version if I want to. So I can say I want to tie this into the page visit with Kentico Mini Summit, or I can also add a new one. So maybe it's just so I do have the ability to select multiple different ones. I'll say that this one is 10. And save and close. And so now we have our nice landing page. So we've built our piece of content that we want to use for our promotion, for getting people to try a free sample of our coffee. So this is a new brand. We want to get people liking it. So we're going to give away free samples to get them to come back and order more. So here's our landing page. And now I'm going to tie in some A/B testing into here. So I'm going to go into my analytics. And with any good promotion, and yes, I do want to save my page. I always forget to do that, so don't hire me as a content editor. I'm going to go ahead and create an A/B test. So now that we've created our messaging, now we want to test out, well, what's going to get people to have higher conversion rates? So maybe we're changing our branding. So maybe we want to try out some different colors within our branding, so our header and our footer. Or maybe we just want to change the messaging, or maybe it's the images. We just want to change the images or the placement of content, whatever the use case is. We can leverage A/B testing as well as multivariate testing within Kentico to see which one actually does have the better performance within. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new test. And I'll just say mini summit test. And then we have our advanced settings. So when do we want this campaign to take part? So we can go ahead and identify, well, we want this campaign to run from now, and then we want it to run for about 1 month. So we'll go ahead and select the 18th here. So we want this specific test to run for 1 month to just kind of get an idea of what the conversion values are going to be. We can choose the display conversion goals. So go ahead and choose those within here. So if we had multiple different ones, then we can choose them to be displayed. Kentico is also full multilingual, which we consider as cultures. So if you wanted to test it against all cultures, or maybe only specific cultures, maybe this campaign is specifically for your French audience or Canadian audience, and specifically towards the French in Canada. So we only want to test against them. Or we can also do our visitor targeting, so condition-based targeting. So maybe we only want to target this campaign against people that have certain activities or attributes that have been influenced during their time on our website. So whether they're male or female, or maybe from the US or from Canada, or if they've purchased a product, or if they've done specific things, that we want to have conditions around who we're actually including in this testing. So that way we can actually narrow down our audience to get a specific area in which we're testing against. But for this use case, I'll just leave it as is. And then we also have is our included traffic. So if we want to include everybody, or if we only want to include some people. So we'll go ahead and save this. And now we have is our A/B test. So now we can attribute our different variants. So we can add in different variants here. However, I haven't built up the page yet, so I'm going to simply just click on my little plus sign here. And now I have the ability underneath this child page to create an A/B test page variant. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that A/B test page variant. And as I choose this, I'm going to go ahead and give it a name. So I'll just say Mini Summit B. I'm going to tie it to the A/B test that I just created, so the Mini Summit test. And then obviously, as this is a B variation of a page and it's a landing page, I don't want this to show navigation or on the sitemap, and I want it to be excluded from search. But if for any reason you wanted any of these things to occur, you can simply just check or uncheck the boxes. But for this use case, I'll just go ahead and save it. And now as I do this, it's automatically going to copy all that page content that I created for the A page variant. So now I can go ahead and have my base here, which I broke my link, but that's okay. In which now I can go ahead and leverage this and start making some changes. So maybe I wanted to move my page up to here, so my Contact Us page is in the middle. Maybe I want to go ahead and change this banner, so I'll just change the image itself. So I'll go ahead and select, and so instead of that image, I want to use one of my other images, so I'll use my Buena Vista. Excuse me. So I'll go ahead and select this image instead. And save and close. So now I have my different image, and I have my contact form in the middle of the page instead of at the bottom of the page. So these are just some basic changes that I've made to the page. Of course, if I wanted to change the messaging, then I can change the history messaging. If I wanted to change any of the CSS style sheet, I can easily do so by going into the properties and breaking the inheritance and adding different branding layers on top of this landing page. Every organization is going to differ. It's really going to depend on what you're trying to test out within this A/B test variation. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page. And now I have my A page and my B page variants. So now at this time, I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to my main area here. And actually, before I do that, then I'm actually going to go into my email marketing campaigns and show you the variety of different email marketing campaigns that I have going on before I attribute this. So I have my Coffee 101. I have a few different campaigns that are going on, in which I do have my coffee sample promotion. So this is the one that I'm going to be sending out and attributing to this, and I'll create a new email campaign around it. And then I have my subscriber list. So right here I have is right now a contact group with all Chicago contacts with an email. But I'm going to add an additional group. So I'm going to go ahead and add in all contacts with email. So that way you guys can all be a participant in this exercise that we did earlier with you filling out the form. And now I'll go ahead and close out of this window, and I'll build out my email campaign. So let me go ahead and go in here. So now that we build out our landing page content, we have our A/B test page. Now we're going to want to build some promotion behind it. So in this use case, I'll just use email marketing, but if you want to use this also as social or print or pay-per-click, whatever it was using the UTM source, then you can do that as well, or you can do it all in conjunction with one another. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new email. And I'm going to add the email into an existing campaign. So I already have that Columbia Coffee sample promotion that I have created out. So I'm going to add it into this campaign, but I'm going to create a whole new email. So I'll just do Kentico Mini Summit and create. And for as I'm building out this content, now I'll go ahead and click into my email here. I'm going to simply just copy and paste some content that I have available in my here, so that way it's not taking too long. Some macro conditions. So first I have is my title. So this is a pretty basic template. Of course, your email templates within Kentico can look any way that you want it to. This is pretty basic. I'm going to add in a title. Oops, didn't mean to add it in twice. So free coffee sample for, and I'm kind of customizing it a little bit, making it personal with their first name using some macro conditions. And I'll add in some teaser content, so just kind of like a brief summary of what the email information is about. And then I'll add in my body of content. So go ahead and copy this. And then I'll add in an image afterwards. Within my body text, I'm also going to have my try free sample today. So I'm going to go ahead and hyperlink this back to the landing page that I just created. So now we're going to tie this email campaign. It's going to bring them to the landing page that we just created that's not going to be publicly accessible, and allow them to get the full spectrum of the campaign management. So I'll go ahead and tie it into my Kentico mini summit, which will then tie in the A/B testing. And then we'll add in our image. So I'll go ahead and add an image from my media library here. And then for this one, I'll choose my email marketing. Oops. And we'll choose my Columbia coffee promotion. So go ahead and save and close that. So now I have this information here. I can go ahead and save this. I do have the ability to preview this content. I can send a draft email so if I want to test it against different browsers, so Gmail, Outlook, so forth, just ensuring that it opens, that the images are associating properly, or I can also use my preview to just see what this content's going to look like. Again, pretty basic. Just have my title, my free information, my little teaser, my body of content, and then I have my link here. So now that I have this all built out, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And now I'm going to go back into here. So now I have my content that I'm going to be publishing and pushing people to, and I have my campaign promotion to push them there with the call to action to get them to try a free sample. So now we're kind of tying this all in together with the digital strategy. So I'm going to go ahead at this time and launch my campaign. And so now this is going to go ahead and send out that email to everybody that was within or the subscription list. So whether it's contact groups, a specific user list, or whatever it was, we're now going to start promoting it to all of them. So now it is a launched campaign. And now we have is our landing page that has been created, and now we're promoting it. So now all of you will start to receive emails very shortly with the email campaign that I just created with that link to go to the A/B test page. So as you guys start getting those links for that, then go ahead and you can have the opportunity to start to see what that looks like. And as you are doing that, then I'll go into my Mailinator, which actually I should open up in an incognito window because we'll give that a few moments. Oh, I can't see. Ooh. There we go. So sometimes I'm using just a Gmail SMTP, so sometimes it takes a little while, and sometimes I have to push it a little bit harder. I'm not using a Dyn server or actual email marketing tool for the hosting aspect of the emails, just using Gmail. So as we can see, now these emails are getting sent out to everybody right now, so we can see everybody that's in here. So we have all the different email addresses, and as those are getting sent out, so we'll go ahead and refresh this because it does take a few moments. So refresh it a few times and get them to send out a little bit faster. And just let me know if you start to get those in your inboxes. It seems like they're starting to go slowly but surely. And they're going. Gmail's a little bit slow, so don't ever use Gmail SMTP to send out your email campaigns. Not recommended at all. Definitely want to use a Dyn server of some sorts. All right, so I think we got everybody's going. So looks like mine didn't go though. It doesn't like me apparently. Let's see if I got it into my inbox or not. Oh, there we go. So now that I filled out the form, then I've been a part of this email campaign now. So now that I filled out the form showing that I have an email address, and we're added everybody with an email address into this campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and click open my email campaign that I received. As far as Mailinator goes, it's just a free software that you can literally create emails on the fly. You don't have to ever register anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and open in a new window because Mailinator sometimes doesn't open it very well. And as I do this, and I'm come to my page, and I'm seeing the B variant of this page. So you guys can all click on the link, and so we're all going to kind of participate in some of this so we can get conversion values and see what the different experiences are going to be as people are filling out this form. And I have some other areas of content personalization, which I'm going to show you, so really tying this whole experience in together. So using some of the other properties within Kentico, which we're going to tie in some of the personalization variants as well as the marketing automation, while really focusing on the campaign management. So how we can leverage all of these different tools within Kentico for a full digital strategy and a full campaign process. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out some content here. So I'll just say Jessica. I don't know. Let's go around. All right. So send me some free coffee. So as I do this, then we do also have the ability to upsell or continue to promote them. So thank you. They're going to be sending me over my free sample shortly. I'll get an email confirmation. Hey, well, while you're here, are you a coffee fan? Here, download this poster. We'll give you a free poster for trying for a free sample, or maybe you're trying to upsell them. So now you can have some continuing messaging to continue that engagement and experience for the end user. So we can go ahead and download this poster, but I'm not going to. But now I'm going to go ahead and as this user, and as you fill out that form, navigate back to the home page. Now we're adding some personalized messaging. So, hey, we're looking forward to seeing you next time, Jessica. So now they're going to personalize it to me. Now that I've filled out that form, they've identified me, we're going to personalize this to the user. So getting that level of engagement. So me as a visitor or a potential customer, I'm like, hey, that's cool. They actually know who I am. They're engaging with me. They're personalizing their messaging towards me. I really like this. I feel comfortable with this. So again, just kind of taking some of those different areas of our full online marketing suite and tying them into your campaign management to really provide that digital strategy and that digital experience for the visitor. So I'll go ahead and minimize this, and I will exit out of here. So now I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to our Pages application, or yeah, I'll go to my Pages application. Now that we've had some time, people have gone to those pages, and now we can get an idea of some of those A/B test page variants and seeing how our A/B testing is doing, and see some of the reports and data analytics that are attributed to this. So as we go into our page and go into our analytics, I'll go back into my A/B test. And I can see currently that we've had a total of 8 visitors and a total of 8 conversions. So 8 people have visited this page and 8 people have actually converted. So that's actually really good. That's 100%. So I'm doing really, really good on my marketing campaign. I don't know about anybody else, but I have a 100% conversion rate. And now we can go in here. We have like our different overviews, and I don't know why my links are breaking, but that's okay. So I can export it actually to different data sources. So if I wanted to export it to Excel, which is just telling me that I have 100% conversion rate. So let me actually do conversion goal and conversion values. So I have all different areas in which I can view these, which I'll go into one that actually is built out. But we could see all the different areas, and that way we could actually decide who. Oh, now we have 10 conversions. Look at that. That's probably why it's breaking. It's taking too long to catch up to itself. All right. All right. Well, here we can see that 6 people saw the original, so 6 people saw version A, and they converted, and 4 people saw version B, and they converted. So there we have is our numbers. So right now it's 100% tie. So we would obviously keep this running. From here we can choose a winner, or we can have the system automatically choose a winner at the end of the time. So once it hits that 1 month mark, then whoever had the higher conversion, then we can automatically have it choose the winner, and that way it continues to display that content. So if B was the winner, then it would continue to show B to everybody that went to that link, and if A was the winner, it would show A to everyone who visited that link. Kentico is tracking IP, cookies, and sessions. So if you happen to navigate back to that page at any given time, then it's going to keep on showing you the same version unless perhaps if you have a new IP address and you haven't identified yourself as a user or a known user yet, then you may see a different variation. However, the system is tracking all different IPs. So even if you've logged in from 5 different IP addresses, it knows that those IP addresses are you. So it's tracking all that information. So any questions so far? No. Yes. So, and it's up to you how you want to add that. So you can have multiple different conversions. So if you had like 5 or 6 different conversions, then you can have it set so it's more manual. So you pick the winner based on the conversion that you felt had the highest value. So say if I did have this tied into like, maybe I had a clickable banner ad in there too, and I also had the contact form, and I had some affiliate marketing or something of those means, and I wanted to have all those conversions tied into the A/B test report and have all different values, then we can tie it in that way. In that way, it's not necessarily who had the highest conversions. Maybe it's within the specific type of conversion that you want to be a winner. Great question. All right. So we have about 15 more minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and, right, 15 more minutes. My clock's wrong. So Joel, is that right? What time is it now? Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So, yeah.
Quick question. When you built the A/B test,
Mm-hmm.
you said it wasn't served. The second form was not indexed by Google. Is that right? Was that a checkbox?
Yeah, correct. So you can have it so that the B variation is not indexed. You can click it so that it is indexed. So if you want a sitemap to be associated to that B page variant, then you can have a sitemap associated. We just opt not to have it, just, well, first it's a demo environment, and then second, then usually you don't want both pages to be available in the sitemap. Some cases you may. And that's why we are giving you the option to have the click check boxes. Maybe sometimes you do want both variations to be associated in navigation too, where an end user can navigate to either or. But most instances you wouldn't want to. But there's always that slight chance that you do have an area that would be applicable. So giving you the option to be able to have that. Huh? 11:30. Okay. So about 45 more minutes. All right.
And do you know who the email client is that's sending out the email on the campaign?
So for me, I just have Google SMTP set up. For as far as that's completely up to you who you want to use. Well, obviously, a lot of our clients work with like SendGrid. We have some integrations with SendGrid, but any Dyn server service would work for the actual hosting and the pushing out of the emails aspect of it. So now kind of speaking of that, then I'm going to go back into my campaign management and show you what some of those different campaign results are going to look like as well. So as I come into my campaign, now right now I have is my Kentico mini summit. I currently have had 12 visitors with a 100% conversion rate, which is awesome. So really blowing it out of the water over here. And as I come in here, then I have is my different reporting. So I'll pull in my other demo environment because this is just for this conference. So there's not really any analytics in here. I have another one that has better full reporting in here, but here I can see that everybody that's visited my page has converted. Obviously, if they didn't convert or there's different pages attributed. So if you want to have multiple different pages associated to your campaign, you can. So you can have multiple different pages of content. Now you can track the progress of how did each one of those convert or how did each one of those perform, as well as the links. So here we have is the Kentico Mini Summit email. Maybe we have multiple different email campaigns that are attributed to this one. So we're sending out different email campaigns to different audiences, and now we can actually see which one performed better. So getting that full performance idea. So if I click into like my Kentico Mini Summit email report, then this is going to bring me right into my email campaign, so I can see all the reports that are attributed to this email campaign. Someday when it loads, internet's a little bit slow. So as I come in here, then I have full reporting within my email campaign. So I can see like a little nice chart here that I can see, okay, well, 34%. I had a delivery rate of 34, so 100%. I had 10 unique opens with the unique open rate of 29.41. And unique clicks, I had 29.41 unique clicks. So giving me all the percentages so I can see that I had 100% delivery rate. I had my unique open rates. So I had 10 out of 34. And then I can see what links were clicked and then get the total clicks and the total unique clicks and the click-through rate of those. I can actually go into my opens and get a little bit more detail about these, so I can get a better idea as to who actually opened my email. So I'm going to take names and see that all of you opened my email, all the rest of you didn't. So I can see who actually engaged with this. I can easily right-click on here or left click on here and export to Excel, CSV, XML, advanced export. So now if I wanted to put these specific people into another campaign, then I can actually export them out and put them in as a subscriber to another list, or do whatever I want to with them from here. And then I can actually monitor my clicks a little bit deeper. So if I did have multiple different links attributed to this email campaign, I can see, okay, well, what links got the most clicks, which ones did they engage the most with, and so forth. So that is our campaign management tool. So now that I've done this and I'm running my campaign, now that you guys have also done that, then now I'm tying in some marketing automation. So a lot of you have probably already received another email for a Send Coffee 101 lesson. So now that you've actually engaged with this page and you've filled out the form, I'm going to put you through a lead nurturing process through marketing automation. So I'm going to keep that messaging going. I'm going to keep you engaged, keep providing you with content that I feel is going to be relevant to you based on the different things that you have done, activities, attributes, or otherwise. So now as I go into my marketing automation area, not my email marketing, my marketing automation, and I have a few different processes that have been built out within my environment. So I have an abandoned shopping cart one, and I'm not going to focus on that one, but then I have my Send Coffee 101 lessons, in which essentially I'm just sending you Coffee 101 lessons. My triggers are people who have filled out the free sample page. So all 10 of you that filled out that free sample page are now going to be getting this Coffee 101. You've been added into this marketing automation process. So now I'm going to continue to nurture you as a prospective client and continue going forward. And now I have is my steps defined. So I have my different marketing automation process. Here is you filled out the free coffee request. I'm going to wait 1 day, which is really 1 minute because this is a demo environment. I'm going to send you lesson one. I'm going to wait 2 days, which is really just waiting another minute in my instance, and I'm going to send you lesson 2. And then I have some conditions attributed. So my condition here is if you engage with the email. So if you clicked on the link, I'm going to go ahead and change you to a qualified lead contact status. I'm going to import you to Salesforce, and then I'm going to send out a notification email to my sales team and let them know, hey, this person's really engaging. We should probably reach out to them and say, hey, I've seen that you went onto our website, you downloaded a free sample, you've been engaged with our email contacts. I want to see how I can provide more resource for you. Is there any help for you that I can provide you, or whatever the organizational needs are? Then now the sales team can really engage with them, and now we're transferring them into our CRM to continue that relationship building in there while still doing it within Kentico as well. Where if they did not engage with the email, so they just kind of ignored it, maybe they opened it, maybe they didn't click on any links, we're going to go ahead and change them to a cold lead. So we're going to change their contact segmentation, so this is contact status, this is contact group, several different ways that you can manage contacts within Kentico. And then we're going to go ahead and finish this process. Now, maybe we have 2 other marketing automations set up. So one's for people that are considered qualified leads, and then we're going to put them through a different process. So now maybe we're providing them different types of content, or maybe we're giving them coupons, or whatever the use case is. In cold leads, then we're putting them through another lead nurturing or lead journey process to try to get them to get engaged with us, convert a little bit more. So maybe we're giving them promotions and saying, hey, I saw that you downloaded the free sample. How did it go? We'd love to hear your feedback, a survey. We'll give you a free coupon for something else, or send you a free t-shirt, whatever it is, however you want to engage with them, depending on the circumstances, to get them to start getting a little bit more engaged with your product or services. Does that make sense? Any questions?
I did notice that I received both lesson 1 and lesson 2
yes.
at the same time, and according to that,
yeah.
it should actually wait a couple of days.
It says so, but I actually have it set to only wait 1 minute just for demoing purposes. So it says wait 1 day, but I only have it set to 1 minute. Just so that everybody can see it, because I use the same environment during demos, and usually if I'm doing a demo for an end client, then they're not going to want to wait a day for me to show it to them. But yes, so as yeah, it's set up as 1 day, So I don't want to be sending it to them right after one another, but in this instance, because it's just strictly for showing purposes, then I have it set for 1 minute. And so for those who do not have,
Can you duplicate those workflows and repurpose them?
you can, yes. Yep, I'll show you that in just a moment. So I'm going to go to Mailinator. And for those that don't have a computer, I can show you now too that sometimes Mailinator just is horrible with this stuff. But now I will get the lesson 1, coffee lesson 1, and coffee lesson 2, which Mailinator hates me all the time. But it will come in. But yeah, so if I actually go into there is a way. So if I click next to it, I can actually clone it. And then that way I can reuse it. So if I want to reuse it in maybe another website environment, or if I just want to recreate it and just make a couple different alterations to it so I'm not recreating it from the start, then I can go ahead and clone it. I can also export it or back it up or destroy it. We also do have full version control. So we have version control on the objects as well as content. So there's full versioning on the marketing automation. So if I needed to roll this back, so maybe we made some changes and we're getting less conversion rates, so we would need to roll it back, then we can easily do so. But then we're getting full reports on here as well. So we can see all the different reports. We can see who's currently in what status. We can export all the contacts. So again, we can go into the contacts just like the email marketing campaigns and export them. But we can currently see that 9 people have gone through this process and they're all finished. So they're all currently in the finished step. So whether they've gone through cold leads and so forth. So I guess I'm a little ahead of the game. So I guess we'll kind of open it up for the next half hour of any questions that any of you are running into or any questions that you have to Kentico online marketing. But this is really just to give you an idea of what an experience can look like from a marketer as well as from a visitor's experience while using the online marketing capabilities. Yes.
So we use roles extensively within our communities.
Yep.
And I'm wondering how this can be associated with the different roles that we've set up for
Yep.
campaigns.
So when you've done like for the triggers, so the trigger for mine is that they've either subscribed to the Kentico newsletter or they did a free sample. You can also add a new trigger and you can base it on roles. So I could say that add my new condition and just type in role here to keep it simple. So contact is in role. So if they're in a specific role, then I'm going to automatically add them into this marketing automation process. Or you can also do it with contact management. Contact groups, which essentially is allowing you to segment your audience. So then based on like the cold leads or the contact status or roles, then you can have different marketing automation processes as well as personalization variants. So as far as the personalization variant that I had shown, then it's very simple to configure that. So if I go into my Pages application, go into my home page here, then every widget has the ability to add a personalization variation. So it's simple as just clicking a little plus. Here I have is my 2 variation, then I have my 1 variation. If it lets me click on it. All right. Well, I'll go into my configure of my 2 and I'll show you how I set this up. Is that I have my general information, so I have my default text, so now I'm just using the macro condition to personalize this messaging a little bit more to them. And then I just go into my variant properties. To add in my condition. So maybe if they're in a specific role or they're specific segmentation audience or they have a certain activity or an attribute, this use case is just that they've filled out the try free sample form in the last 30 days. So I'm going to provide them this messaging. Or if they're in a specific persona, then I can add specific messaging to them. So you using roles, then I can personalize the different content on different pages associated to people that are within certain roles. So maybe they're in certain departments, so I want to show them news that's like if you have an RSS newsletter feed, latest news attributed to latest news that's pertinent to their departments. So kind of using some filtering and stuff like that. So very, very easy to set up for non-technical users. Doesn't take developer to be able to configure any of these properties. So we could also add a new one. So maybe if we wanted to add a new personalization variant, say search. In this one, I just wanted to do if they've searched on our website for a specific keyword. So I can do it so if they've arrived from searching a certain keyword externally, or if they searched a certain keyword within a certain time, or has arrived from a search engine, I have all these abilities. So I have contact has or has not, I can change it to. Or search for any, or I can do any or all. And then enter in the last 30 days, I'll make it. Maybe if I only want in the last 5 days or whatever it is, or whatever the parameter is. And then enter in your keywords. And I'll just say Kentico. And set the parameter and save and close. Save and close here. Now it's going to automatically open up the widget's property. And now maybe if I wanted to change my photo, for instance. So I'll use my B2C. Select this, save and close. That's just my thing is funny sometimes. All right. And now if I go to here, I search for Kentico and I go back to my home page. It's not going to let me because it's going to trump. Let me go close this. When that's a new users because I'm already seeing one personalization variant. So Texas, in which you can set rules around that, obviously, as far as what one takes precedence. Or it's just going to keep on knowing who I am, even though I'm using an incognito window session. But now if I came in and you search Kentico and then you come back in, it should work. But Google's incognito is not working right now because it's still recognizing me as the same user. But theoretically, that will be what happens. So if we go through my different variants. So it'll work on here. There we go. So I search for Kentico and then I come back to my home page and it should show me my page. Oh, you know why? It's because I didn't actually publish it out. Again, I told you, not a good content editor. Should have actually probably published my page if I wanted people to be able to see it. That usually helps. I always forgot that I have a default workflow there. But yeah, so now if somebody goes to our website, they search for Kentico and they come back to our homepage and they're going to see a different variant. So you can have them based on a number of different conditions that you want to. So whether it's roles, groups, departments, however you want them to be defined. If they're male, female, their titles, their business titles.
Domain.
Yep, you can do it based on domain. IP address.
So in general, how do you think this stacks up against some of the other email marketing tools out there, such as Informs or MailChimp or any of those kind of high volume mailers?
I mean, the biggest difference is that they're also providing the hosting side of things where Kentico isn't. So I would say that that's probably the biggest differentiator between them. But other than that, I think Kentico is providing pretty much all the same value that they are. The only other major difference is that Kentico doesn't have a vast variety of email templates. So as a developer company, then typically they would provide a number of different templates for the organization to use, which are just consistent of HTML and CSS. Pretty easy to build out. It's just not like a Constant Contact or MailChimp where me as a user, I can go there with having no technical and choose from a variety of templates and kind of mess around with them to get it to be what I want it to be. So it's custom in that sense as far as look and feel go. It is an area that we're looking into building out a number of templates. But I mean, it's not a huge area of concern because they're pretty basic to build out. From that perspective, it's pretty basic coding, but it would just be the server hosting side. As far as analytics and data, then we're pretty much tracking all the same information that they are.
Can you track email failures on campaign, like hard bounces?
Yep. So you can. A new thing in Kentico 9.2 with the email marketing is that now we have also an area that has a full list of people that have unsubscribed. So we do have double opt-in, we have an unsubscription, stuff of those means. But if I go into like my subscriber management, I can see all my subscribers, the opt-out list, I can import subscribers or export. So this also allows me to easily identify, okay, well, these are our opt-out lists, and I can export these out or whatever that means from there. But if I go into one of the email campaigns, let's go into this one that I have a lot in. Then I can go into this one since there's only a lower delivery rate. Let's see if this one has some hard bounces in it since it wasn't 100% delivery rate. So I have 2 bounces. So I sent 108, I had 2 bounces. My bounce rate was 1.85. I had 106 delivered. It's my delivery rate. So it is tracking all that information. Yeah, I mean, it's completely up to you. Usually that's going to be based on the Dyn server service that you're leveraging. So you do have the ability to have it send out in batches. So you can go ahead and coordinate that within Kentico, but it's more from the server side and what your server can handle. So it's going to depend on the server size that you have with your Dyn server or email marketing service side of things. I mean, usually most like SendGrid and stuff like that, usually I think it's around like 10,000. If you're doing more than 10,000, then it recommends to do it in batches. But it's also kind of just playing around with things and getting used to what's worked for you. But you can have it, you can do like a variety of things. So if I go into like my send, I can schedule it to send out at specific time frames, but you can also set it up on your Dyn server to do it in like batches. So if you're doing like 1,000 at a time, so Kentico will go to your Dyn server, say, okay, we need to send out this 10,000 emails. Your server will say, okay, well, let's push it out in batches of 2,000, 5,000, whatever it is.
Do you have any clients who are using this for high volume campaigns?
I know that we have a number of clients that are using it. I'm not sure as far as like numbers are considered. Not sure if we have. So I have like my 8 significant numbers. CMS-based websites. I don't know if there's anything in here as far as email marketing. Let me see. Features on one website, activity, users, content editors, products. 29 different languages. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if we have any of that actual reporting. I can look into it and see. Nick, have you heard anything as far as? Yeah, I don't, because usually once a client launches on Kentico, then we'll get some information from the partner, but I don't think we've actually gotten any information as far as like how many email campaigns they're doing within Kentico. I'm sure we have it somewhere, or maybe we have some case studies about it, but I can research it if it's something that you would like. Yep.
Is that tied in to management cleaning sets from an automation standpoint? If I'm sending high volume, I'm theoretically paying for hard balances.
No, I think you'd have to do some configurations. You could have it do it, but it's not like anything out of the box, so you'd have to like set it up to do so. Yeah. Yeah.
You could even just set it up as a marketing automation itself. So after that event has happened, sending out the list, it'll just take all of those hard bounces and actually just remove those from the list.
From a high level of the stuff that you were showing us today, which of the stuff is different from like 8.1?
The campaign management is completely redone from 8, so that's the major one. The content personalization and all those areas are pretty much the same. Marketing automation is pretty much the same. The only thing that's really changed in the email marketing was now having that unsubscription list, because that was a big area that a lot of clients were asking for, was to have that. So that's why I know that people are using it. But a lot of people are asking to have an easy way to be able to identify who their unsubscribed list was within subscriber management and having better subscriber management within Kentico. So that was one area that we did update with the email marketing campaigns. Not a ton there, but just making it a little bit easier from a management perspective. That's all that really majorly changed within 9 for the online marketing, but the campaign management in and of itself is a lot better than it is in 8. Any other questions? About 20 more minutes. If there's anything that anybody wants to see, yep.
From a developer who's coming from a developing
Yeah.
perspective, is there any linkage between the contact editing campaign component and the regular site user?
I'm not sure if I follow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the two can be mapped together. You have users, and users can be a contact as well, and a contact can be a user. So it is still one-to-one, but it's not just a one-to-one relationship. So there's API functions that we get the ID of the user based on contact, and vice versa. Match those two objects.
Okay. And those who don't know, Nick is our technical sales engineer, so anything technical he can answer for you. I know some technical, I can speak to most things, but some things just kind of go over my head. All right. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Who wants to buy EMS? You can all right. Get you a proposal. Anybody on Kentico EMS already today? Awesome. And are you guys currently on version 8 or version, oh yeah, you guys are version 8? Okay. Great. So does this help any of y'all? Do you think that this would be easier for managing? Are you guys using campaign managements in 8 right now? Oh, you're using 9. Okay. All right. Great. So it's made your life a lot easier going from 8 to 9 for campaigns? Okay. All right. Gotcha.
It wasn't a learning curve, but learning the email portion and how contacts can be subscribers and not be subscribers.
Yep.
We've really been working through that, and I think we're starting to get it now. So
Awesome.
It's been helpful.
Great. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I mean, it is a little bit of a learning curve. There is a full digital strategy process that goes into place with using any type of online marketing. Kentico allows you to do it in different phases, so you can have your full digital strategy, so identifying like your personas, your contact groups, your messaging, and all that good stuff. However, in the interim, Kentico is giving you a lot of tools to start managing the different data and pulling in data to identify, well, who is our audience? How do we want to break these out? How do we want this messaging to be presented? And a lot of it's just going to be trial and error with any digital strategy. That's all it really is. And figuring out what the messaging is, and it's continuously evolving and growing with your audience, to just ensure that you're continuing to provide them information that is pertinent to them and that they want to see, and that is going to keep them coming back for more. But all right, if there's no other questions, I do appreciate it. I know we're a little bit early, so that's good, and my voice can use it a little bit, but if anybody does have any questions or wants to kind of take any one-on-one deeper dives into Kentico EMS or anything of those means, I'm more than happy to coordinate those conversations to show you what it looks like and kind of speak to your specific project needs. All right, well, thank you. Give myself a round of applause.